Hello, welcome to Cairns, Australia and the Great Barrier Reef. I'm Sean Elliott and this is Underwater Destinations. Australia is one of the largest and most unique countries in the world, offering an almost endless amount of dive destinations. We've chosen Cairns on the northeast coast to give you a taste of what Australia has to offer. Cairns is the most popular destination for trips out to the world's largest reef, the Great Barrier Reef. Most international flights will go via Sydney, which is approximately a 3-hour flight south of Cairns. The Great Barrier Reef is over 1,500 kilometres long, contains over 21,000 individual reefs, covers an area of approximately 350,000 square kilometres, and is the only living organism that can be seen from space. You could dive here every day of your life and not even come close to seeing it all. Cairns is located in the tropics, so weather is good year-round, with the temperatures always hovering around 30 degrees Celsius. Water conditions are normally better in the cooler months from May to November. Summer does bring an increased chance of bad weather, but storms are normally short and there are less crowds. Although most of the attractions have bus and hotel pickup services, the best way to get around in Cairns is to hire a car. There are quite a number of car rental agencies offering small to large vehicles at very reasonable prices. Companies like Leisure Wheels will happily organise pickups from either your hotel or the airport, saving you time and money. There are some very scenic roads to drive along into the mountains behind Cairns, with several lookouts to enjoy the view from. To experience some real Australian culture, come to Jabberkai Aboriginal Cultural Park, 20 minutes drive north of Cairns. Jabberkai is Australia's most famous and award-winning Aboriginal cultural park. It is also Australia's largest employer of Aboriginal people. The park is superbly presented with several shows explaining their history and culture over an area of 25 acres. The museum is full of Aboriginal artefacts and is right beside the History Theatre, which is a short movie explaining the story of what happened when the modern world landed in a country with a culture 40,000 years old. The Creation Theatre is spectacular, with a mixture of performers and holographic images showing the Jabberkai's traditional beliefs. The story is told in the traditional Jabberkai language and then translated through headsets into 8 languages.
We are proud to be
You can't miss the dance theatre. The Jabberkai dancers are multi-award winning and they proudly demonstrate their skill for you. While walking around the park, you can get the chance to learn the secrets of how to make and play a didgeridoo, or about bush foods and medicines.
hook sits in the end of the spear.
For the more adventurous, why not learn how to throw a spear, or try and get a boomerang to come back, which believe me is a lot harder than it looks. The park also boasts a large restaurant area and souvenir shop, where you can buy a didgeridoo, but be warned, the didgeridoo is a phallic symbol and is believed to make women fertile. The Great Barrier Reef is 30 to 50 nautical miles from the mainland, so to get the most from your diving, the best option is to book one of Cairns' luxury liveaboard trips. Mike Ball Expeditions is one of the oldest and most respected dive operations in the world and operates 3 luxury liveaboards. We have chosen to go on super sport out of Cairns for the Northern Ribbon Reefs and the world-famous Cod Hole. We woke up on day 1 to the beauty of Ribbon Reef number 3. Our first dive was on an easy 25-metre coral garden called Joni's Joy. The Great Barrier Reef covers a large area, so depending on the conditions, the experienced staff will decide on what dive sites will offer the best diving. One of the most impressive views here is of the fields of fluorescent blue staghorn, or look at the sand patches to find large flounders. Small table corals are full of different types of damselfish, and you'll also see an occasional stingray. While doing your safety stop behind the boat, watch fusiliers cruise by and large mackerel. For dives 2 and 3, it was decided to dive Steve's Bommy, which is a magnificent coral bommy, described as 30 meters of pure diving pleasure, which is a bit of an understatement. The bommy rises from 30 meters up to 5 meters from the surface. It attracts plenty of larger pelagics like giant trevally and mackerel, cruising around the bommy trying to feed on the smaller species, like different types of colourful anthias. There are many different types of anthias here, which are known elsewhere as basslets. One male controls a harem of females, and if the male dies, one of the females will change sex to replace him. There are large schools of snapper on the reef, and smaller critters like this beautiful flatworm, which is always spectacular to see swimming. Look at anemones to find different types of clownfish. Up on the top of the pinnacle, look out for lionfish, or its most poisonous and ugly relative, the stonefish, which can cause extreme pain and even death. Our first night dive was at Clam Beds, which is a shallow reef dive and gets its name from the extensive amount of large and colourful clams scattered around the bottom. You'll find them in several colours from blue to yellow. Up shallow in swim-throughs, you might be lucky enough to find sleeping turtles. Look in the reef and you'll find sleeping parrotfish, but don't shine your light for too long as they will wake up and break their cocoon. Shallow in the reef, you'll also find plenty of small white-tip reef sharks, cruising the reef looking for dinner. Rooms on Supersport are small, but only take 2 people in twin or double bed style, which gives you much more privacy than the more common quad rooms on most liveaboards. The food is excellent and comes in a buffet style. You certainly won't go hungry. Wine is served with dinner and the bar is always open. But remember, there is no drinking of alcohol allowed till the day's diving is finished. The resident Video and Photo Pro offers a range of courses. One of the best courses to complete on the boat is the underwater photography course. The instructors are very experienced, and what better souvenir of a trip to the Great Barrier Reef than with your very own photos. The course consists of both theory and practical sessions. During the theory, you'll watch a short video, complete private study, and be given lectures on the procedures needed to set up the camera properly. You'll also complete 2 open water dives, where your instructor will show you the best technique to get the perfect shot of your favourite marine life. Underwater photography takes a lot of practice, and to help you, the course price includes free hire of the camera for the duration of the trip. Supersport has E6 processing available on board, so that once you've finished a roll of slide film, you can go through your shots with your instructor and talk about how you are progressing. Other courses and services include underwater videography and nitrox. Mike Ball Expeditions also has a solo diving program for experienced divers that pass the stringent criteria. With the right experience and equipment, solo diving offers a whole new world and is great for photographers and videographers that need to get close to marine life without scaring them away, or worrying about their buddy getting bored with them spending 30 minutes in one spot trying to get the perfect shot. On day 2, we started with a dive on Andy's postcard. This deep pinnacle is subject to strong currents, but is well worth the effort. Here you'll find moray eels hiding in the reef and fusiliers feeding in the current. Look in the reef around 15 meters and you'll find pipefish. These strange little creatures are related to seahorses and are often rare to see. Look closely and you'll see them blinking at you. We found this weird looking jellyfish, which as you can see had a striking purple coloration under the lights. There can be quite a few jellyfish on the Great Barrier Reef, so it's always recommended that you wear at least a thick lycra suit to protect yourself. The water temperature is always in the high 20s, so there's no need to wear anything more than a full-length 3mm wetsuit. Dive 2 at Pixie's Pinnacle was a highlight of the trip. This pinnacle is located on the west side of Ribbon Reef number 5, and due to plenty of food passing in the water, it is a very healthy reef teeming with marine life. Make sure you follow the staff so they can show you the very rare and strange looking flame file shell. Little is known about this strange pulsating shell. The electrical looking pulses are believed to be caused by rows of little mirrors reflecting light. The soft corals on this pinnacle come in many spectacular colours, and add all the red Phenanthius and the reef is just a mass of colour. The coral rabbitfish with their bright yellow colouring and the purple staghorn on the top of the pinnacle also add to this picture-perfect dive. After lunch we parked at a sheltered dive called Challenger Bay on the inside of Ribbon Reef number 10. Visibility on the Great Barrier Reef can vary greatly depending on the weather. However, the outer reefs generally have visibility in the 15 to 25 metre range. This site was good for smaller species. We found several different types of nudibranchs and the purple band Phlebina. The most impressive was the massive minor Notodorus, which is one of the largest nudibranch species, and if you touch it, it will stain your skin bright fluorescent yellow. The staff will guide you to a small pinnacle where several leafy scorpionfish are located. They always hang out in groups, so if you find one, have a look around and you should find a couple more. Challenger Bay was also the site for our second night dive. The reef was equally as impressive at night with large bumphead parrotfish. You'll find that your lights often attract giant trevally and other larger species that will follow you around and use your lights to hunt. You may even find 6-banded angelfish and friendly batfish hanging around the back of the boat. Every day on the boat you'll get a free reef ecology course. The experienced staff will go through slides and explain to you about the flora and fauna you'll see on the reef. This is a great way to find out about all the amazing fish and their strange habits. Before every dive you'll be given detailed briefings explaining the layout of the site, any potential hazards and what you're likely to see. Every dive is graded for difficulty, and depending on your experience, you can decide if you should go with a dive master or not. Early on day 3, you wake to vertical gardens. This deep wall dive attracts some large pelagics. Expect to see large schools of barracuda and shy turtles on the wall, along with some of the largest fan corals on the trip. Make sure you watch your depth, as it's easy to drop below 30 meters. Up shallow you'll find line surgeonfish and pallet surgeonfish. Lighthouse Bommy was the last pinnacle for the trip, and it had loads of life around it. You'll find turtles hiding in the reef amongst schools of line snapper. One species you'll see plenty of are trevallies. You'll definitely see giant trevally that can grow up to 1.7 meters, bluefin trevally that grow to around 1 meter, and the slightly smaller big-eyed trevally that are normally in large schools on most sites. This is the best site to find the extremely poisonous but friendly olive sea snake. Although this snake is much more poisonous than any land-based snake, it has never been known to bite divers and will let you get very close. At the top of the pinnacle, play with aggressive lemon damselfish who will keep attacking you until you get out of their house. The last 2 dives are the main highlights of the trip and are at the world famous Cod Hole. Divers from all over the world have been coming here to meet the resident family of potato cods for many years. These impressive fish grow up to 1.5 meters, are very friendly and more than used to divers. The staff will take you to a shallow sand patch so that the coral doesn't get damaged during the excitement. You'll be put in a circle and get to watch one of the staff feed these monsters right in front of you. Make sure you keep your hands in, as they have powerful jaws and can easily mistake your fingers for food. The feeding goes for a good 10 to 15 minutes, and you'll get to look them straight in the eye and get some amazing shots. The feed also attracts the slightly smaller flowery cod and other predators. There are several Maori wrasse in the area, which are the largest wrasse in the world. These beautiful and gentle giants are extremely endangered after years of exploitation, which sadly goes on today. They are prized in China and one of the main victims of illegal fishing. The wall away from the reef has the healthiest hard coral reef I have ever seen. The wall is just covered in layer upon layer of hard corals, where you'll find bright yellow trumpetfish and fusiliers. Back in the shallows, look for schools of weird looking flutefish and other rare and strange fish. There are also plenty of lined sweetlips hanging around the coral bommies and sleeping whitetips that you can get quite close to if you approach them slowly. It's then time to cruise to Lizard Island for the night. Watch the sun go down and enjoy a final barbecue with all your new dive buddies. Early the next morning, you are taken over to the island to have a look at the local lizards. For the last thrill of the trip, and to save you time, you'll be flown from the island at 200 meters for the 250-kilometer trip down the reef and back to Cairns. Don't forget to allow a few extra days after your liveaboard trip, because there's more to Cairns than just the Great Barrier Reef. There is no shortage of accommodation in Cairns. The entire city revolves around tourism, with everything from fully equipped backpackers to first-class accommodation. A great place for families to stay is the Cairns Colonial Club Resort. They have comfortable and clean rooms set in 10 acres of tropical gardens. There are 3 pools open 24 hours a day for you to relax in, and free shuttle buses to take you to and from the centre of town, along with large restaurants serving meals and buffets. If you want to stay in the centre of town and a little more upmarket, why not try the Tradewinds Esplanade Hotel? This 7-storey, 4.5-star hotel is located right on the Esplanade and offers great views of the ocean. The rooms are very spacious and the service is excellent. The Tradewinds also have their very own chapel, and it makes a lovely setting for weddings. Along the Esplanade there are many restaurants and food halls selling food from all over the world. A cheap option is to have a barbecue. The barbecues are set beside the local swimming pool and all the facilities are free to use. There are several sheltered eating areas and lawned areas that are well lit at night. Later at night, bars fill with tourists looking for cheap drink deals and places to dance the night away. There are plenty of travel agents, tour organisers and money exchangers in town, and with around 1,000 tours a day leaving Cairns, there is no shortage of activities for you to try. Australia has some of the most unique wildlife in the world, and to get up close and personal and get the chance to feed a kangaroo, take a trip to Wild World. The park has a range of Australian animals for you to see and interact with. Several shows are held during the day, like the popular crocodile feeding, where they'll explain about these prehistoric creatures and how they should be respected and not feared. Breeding programs are in place, and they're very proud of their work with breeding the very endangered cassowary, which is Australia's second largest flightless bird, and due to deforestation and introduced species, is in serious danger of extinction. Afterwards you can get to hold your very own crocodile, or why not try holding a snake? For something a little more soft and cuddly, everyone's favourite is to get to cuddle one of Australia's most famous residents, the koala bear. If you don't have the time to spend 4 nights on a liveaboard, the best way to see the Great Barrier Reef is to take a day trip out to one of the floating platforms. There's no shortage of day trips going out to the Great Barrier Reef, but to get the most from the experience, go with one of the larger operators like Quicksilver. They started operation in 1979 and now have 5 state-of-the-art boats. These uniquely designed boats are much more stable than traditional designs, making your trip more enjoyable. She is 45.5 meters and can carry up to 440 people to the outer Greater Barrier Reef in 90 minutes, which means you get to see the best of the reef and leave the crowds behind. The seating is spacious and comfortable, includes bar facilities and briefings by marine biologists. The pontoon offers an extensive range of ways to see the world's largest reef, and you don't even need to get wet. You can go down the stairs into the observatory and watch the fish swimming by. There are also several semi-submersibles that will take you for a dry ride around the reef with full commentary. Another way to see the reef and stay dry is to take a flight in one of their helicopters. Certified divers are catered for, with dive boats leaving the platform several times during the day. If you've never tried diving before, you can try Discover Scuba Diving. The instructors will give you a full briefing on the boat before you arrive, and then take you in small groups onto a platform only a short distance under the pontoon. Once comfortable, they'll take you on a short and fully guided tour of the reef. If having a tank on your back and swimming around is too much to handle, why not give their helmet diving a try? It's easy and safe and requires no previous experience or skills. You'll be taken one at a time down a short platform where you'll get to mingle with some of the local marine life and have your picture taken with the large resident Maori wrasse. You can also snorkel from the platform, either by yourself in the designated areas under the watchful eye of the lifeguards, or go on longer guided tours with marine biologists. A large buffet-style lunch is provided, and plenty of areas just to sit back and relax, and enjoy the amazing view of the Great Barrier Reef. The Great Barrier Reef is a national park and a World Heritage Site, and the pontoon has been designed to make sure that even under the worst conditions it won't damage the reef. However, make sure you don't touch the reef or marine life, feed the fish or take any souvenirs. This way the reef can stay alive and healthy and can be seen for generations to come. With great service, first-class attractions and the world's largest reef, Cairns has something for everyone, which makes this a great underwater destination. For more information on Cairns and the Great Barrier Reef or one of our other underwater destinations, visit our website at www.uwdtv.com.